everyone, Lights and Gear is back with another flashlight review. Today I have another Sofirn light, which is a very small flashlight. I think it may be advertised as a keychain light, a little big for a keychain as far as I'm concerned, but it's of good EDC size, definitely, and has a pocket clip, so you can certainly carry it just about everywhere. Now what we have here is the SP10A. It doesn't say so on the box. As you can see, a very nondescript, sort of generic kind of box, which gives a bit of information on the company on the back, and you know, where they are, whatnot. Of course, they're in China, but other than that, it just kind of encompasses any kind of small flashlight, I suppose, that they would release. So, got to open her up to sort of see what's going on. And here's the instruction manual, which does say Sofirn SP10A, maximum of 500 lumens. So it's a reasonably bright little flashlight, and when I say little, it is pretty small. There you go. Just a little guy, and with a nice side switch on it, nothing on the bottom, so this is the only means of operation. Here is sort of a standard, here's an NIMH battery, so as you can see it's not too much bigger than the battery that it accepts, which would be either a AA or an NIMH or a 14500 lithium. So that's the battery it takes. And as you can see, the pocket clip is already here, and it says right there SP10A. Side switch, and you know, it is what it is. It's comfortable to hold because it's very small. The knurling doesn't really have that much effect, I don't think, because it is so small. And here is the LED in here, which is at the base of an orange peel reflector. And let me just refresh my memory here on what it is. It uses a CREE XP-G2 S4 LED, and this is actually a neutral white with color temperature range of 5350 to 5700. Did I say neutral white? Yes. So it's not a warm white and it's not cool white, so it falls in between. So it has a nice tint on it. And as you can see here, it takes one 14500 battery or an NIMH or a AA. It does have mode memory, so it remembers the last mode used. And although it says here smooth reflector, this doesn't look smooth to me. It looks like it has a hint of orange peel in it. So be that as it may, it has 3 modes: low, medium, high. Nothing terribly fancy, and strobe, no SOS. And 10 lumens will be the low, 80, what does that say, 89 for medium, and 500 for high, and strobe is also 500. That's if you use a 14500 battery with a AA or NIMH. It's a tad less at 550 and 270. But if you take a look at my beam shots on my website at my written review, there's actually not a whole lot of difference between the high mode with a AA versus the 14500. I mean, when you get down to modes like that, or when you get down to lumen highs like that of 2 versus 5, you know, sometimes there's not really a heck of a lot of difference. There is a little bit of a difference, but not that it's often going to make a whole lot of a difference in the long run. So of course it's your choice which kind of battery you want to use. You can take a look at those beam pictures and see which one makes the best sense. Of course there is a low battery warning on the light, which will only be useful with the 14500. And as the battery dips below 3 volts, the output will drop, and as the manual says, the light will start to flash quite quickly or periodically, you know, to let you know the battery needs charging. There is also an impact resistance rating of 1 meter, and it says it's one of these lights that says IP68 with regards to water resistance. So I wouldn't submerge it. It's not completely dunkable. It's probably good for heavy rain and so forth like that. Anyway, we'll take a look at the little light here, and it's very simple to use. It is a very inexpensive light, so it does not have a great deal of bells and whistles. Oh, we didn't look at the little accessory pack here, which isn't a heck of a lot, but it is a lanyard, and there appears to be a spare O-ring in here, and a little attachment here for a keychain or something, you know, one of these little clasps here, so you can use that however you want. But turning it on is as simple as pressing and holding the button. Simply pressing the button will not do a darn thing. So there's less of a chance, perhaps, of it turning on inside your pocket. Press and hold. Oh, wait a minute. I think it helps to put a battery in it. So the flashlight guy forgets to put the battery in the light. All right. Well, I suppose we might as well do this in the meantime. You can unscrew the body, of course, and see up inside the head there. There is a spring in the cap portion. There's an O-ring right there. So undo the cap, of course, and you've got a spring there. Now, this is one of these lights which... this is where single 14500 lights are sometimes a little bit fussy as to the length of battery they accept. One of the biggest offenders with these are Olight batteries. They're great batteries, but in the 14500 size, they are a little bit long. And when you put that in, you can see how much it sticks out at the end. Well, it kind of almost doesn't, but it does. Let me just see. In my experience here, it will not work. Olight batteries are longer than most other 14500s, and there's a good chance here that it will not work. I did already... Oh, actually, it is working. Okay, first time I tried it, it didn't. So it is a little bit, but that's something to know. Okay, so... But just to make it aware that if your 14500 battery sticks out from the end, there's a good chance that it will not work. Now it's in here, and because they're also a tad thicker, it's not coming out too well. So I'll have to do this. There we are. Okay. The batteries that I have found that do work very well in this light are night cores, and I also like eFest. I have one over here on the charger. They're also a very good 14500 battery size for single lights that are particular about the length of battery that they use. So anyway, I'll put the night core in, and as you can see, the night core just goes right in there. So there's no question about this one at all. So it fits in there very nicely. As we were about to do a few moments ago, turning on the light is as simple as pressing and holding the switch. So there you are. And this will be low mode right now. And if you can possibly tell the tint of the light, it has a creamy-like tint to it, seeing that it is neutral white. So this is low right now. There's medium, there's high, and the way to get to strobe is to double click, and then to exit strobe, one press. So over here, again, this is high, and then if I press it again, it'll go right back down to low. So there's low and medium. So it has a very nice beam, a nice color tint, nice center spot with the side spill, and very useful for illuminating all kinds of crap in the dark. And whichever mode you're on, low is pretty good. Low is low. It doesn't have a moonlight, so it doesn't go any lower than this. But for pitch black. Obviously it's extremely useful, and even when it's off, and of course to turn it off you press and hold, and even when it is off I can do that double click and get to instant strobe. So that's available from anywhere. And when done from off, the single press will turn it off, but if the light is already on and clicked over to strobe, then a single press will return to the last mode it was on. And of course that works with the mode memory, you know, to turn it off and then turn it back on, and it'll be where you left it. So that's pretty much, that's the light. It's very, very simple to operate. For someone who's even not that familiar with LED lights, they should have absolutely no problem working this one. And it's small enough and light enough, of course, to take anywhere you need a flashlight to go. The Sofirn SP10A gets my recommendation for a small pocket light. And if you'd like to read the full review, of course, that's at lightsandgear.com, along with my outdoor pics so you can see the differences in battery and so forth. So take a look at that. And there's also a link below where you can pick up the Sofirn. It was supplied by Sofirn for the review, and they are available on Amazon at a very nice price. So check that out at the link below and on my website as well. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.